Hello.
Well, welcome.
Oh, you wanted to...
Hello, welcome to Crackers and Milk. I am your host, David. Just kidding. This is Jake.
Joined by who, Jake?
Well, my friend Dave and my friend Ryan.
Hey, guys.
Hello. Hello.
Jacob, do you have the synopsis for... Wait.
What are we doing?
Wait.
We are
Wait.
actually talking about...
We have a synopsis of what?
We are talking about Oz, the Great and Powerful. Right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. What?
Well, you got to get some attitude, man.
Slow down.
Why'd you try and jump ahead?
Yeah.
Well, that was my mistake.
We messed them up with the intro.
Yes, we did. All right.
I did it great last time.
I got too cocky. Way too cocky.
All right, guys. When shady circus magician Oscar Diggs is hurled away from Kansas into the wonderful land of Oz, he thinks that fame and fortune are his for the taking. However, three witches, Theodora, played by Mila Kunis, yes, Evandora, played by Rachel Wise, and Glinda, played by Michelle Williams, remained unconvinced that Oscar is the great wizard that the inhabitants of Oz need and expect. Reluctantly drawn into Oz's epic problems, Oscar must find out who is good and who is evil before it's too late.
Yes. So, it was released... Did you say that? It was released March 8th, 2003.
Oh, it wasn't?
March 8th. Oh, 2013.
February 14th, 2013.
Why do I have March then?
I don't know.
February 14th?
That's what it says right here.
Okay, well, that kind of messes mine up. But anyways, I did do some February months. I did do some February movies for competition. So, Warm Bodies, Identity Theft, A Good Day to Die. I think
Die Hard.
Yeah, the Die Hard, the last one. Jake the Giant Slayer. That was March 1st.
That bombed.
Wow, I remember that movie.
So I have it on March 8th. So I put Oz, Dead Man Down, Emperor. I think that's the Tommy Lee Jones. I'm so excited. I don't know what that one was. I don't know why I put that one down. The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. That's the Steve.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Steve
right.
Carell.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Spring.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Spring.
I like that movie.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Jim
Is-
Carrey
is-
was in it, right?
Isn't he? He was a magician, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's in it.
The street magician.
Jim Carrey's he's the fanatic magician, the extreme magician.
Oh, like David Blaine or something like that?
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda.
Who's the Chris
Okay,
Angel?
Chris Angel.
Oh, Chris Angel.
That's
okay.
I think who he's going after was Chris Angel.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's so good.
I never saw that one.
Dave, you saw that movie with me.
Oh,
I did.
oh,
Yes.
Friendship memories.
I don't remember that.
Dave,
movie.
how good was college for you? Apparently,
I was
really
in
good.
College. Holy
Apparently,
crap.
really
I was
good.
in college when that came out. Did I come down and watch
Yeah.
it with you?
It's okay, Jake.
I'm a little hurt, but okay. Keep
I
doing do it.
do remember Starships and Huts going and watching that with you. I do
Yeah,
remember that one.
that was before college.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I remember that one and not this one. Spring Breakers came out. The Croods came out. Olympus Has Fallen and G.I. Joe Retaliation.
The second one. Oh,
Second one. Then Dragon Ball Z and Battle of the Gods. And then in April, Jurassic Park, Oblivion, 42, Scary Movie 5, and then Iron Man 3.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. I think that was like a 3D sort of thing.
Okay.
Re-release.
Yeah, a release on that one. And then Mud.
Matthew McConaughey.
And then
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Pain and
I
Gain.
didn't watch it, but
Pain and Gain with
Mhm.
The Rock and Mark Wahlberg.
yeah,
About the
didn't watch that one either.
steroid users who kidnap somebody.
Something like that. Yeah.
And then the top 10. Frozen, Iron Man 3, Despicable Me 2, Hobbit 2, Hunger Games, Fast and Furious 6, Monsters University, Gravity, Man of Steel, and Thor 2. So the money between those is Frozen at 1.3 billion, and then Thor at $645 million. Thor
Okay.
2. So it's like that's the range of the top 10 of money.
Well, this isn't Oz the Great and Powerful isn't that far off.
No, it's not that far off. In those top 10, you have the companies who made them. Disney has the top 2. Then Universal had, and Disney made 4 of the top 10. Then Universal made 2, Warner Brothers made 3, and then Lionsgate made 1. And now it's Hunger Games. That's the highest they'll ever get, is that.
Well, you don't know that.
Yeah, you never know.
You're not Nostradamus.
They still, I think they do Tyler Perry movies, so they could get there with Medea at some point.
Could.
The director,
If you go enough.
you know, they're coming out with another Medea
I'm
movie.
sure.
They
Why
are.
not?
It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna go watch it too. Maybe if they have it in theaters.
You know what's funny about this?
Yeah.
This whole thing we're doing, reviewing movies. As a trio, we have not watched a movie together.
No, we haven't. I've actually thought
We
about-
have.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, but not all three of us.
Didn't we go and see Elf together?
Maybe. It seems familiar.
I want to say.
I'm pretty sure.
So one movie that we're not going to review is the movie we
Yeah.
we saw together.
I'm sorry.
I think at some point we're gonna have to watch a movie together.
Yeah.
At some point. Like, you know, you guys can bring your boys and I could just come and join.
Maybe the Rocky Horror Picture Show
Ooh, we have to dress up.
at the Tower, I guess is where they show it every year. All right.
Okay, then the director is Sam Raimi. You know him from The Evil Dead 1 and 2, Dark Man, Army of Darkness, Quick and the Dead, A Simple Plan, For the Love of the Game, Spider-Man 1 through 3, and Ash versus Evil Dead TV. But
Do you
all
guys?
of that is like, I didn't know that he was a horror guy. Until
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I did
before-
not
yeah.
realize that.
Well, does this? I didn't know it was Sam Raimi until the research I did. But does it feel like a Sam Raimi movie?
Yeah.
It does. I don't know if it does to me.
No, it does.
'Cause
I mean, so the horror ones, but go watch Spider-Man again.
Right.
How
But I think
cheesy and corny it is.
well, to me, the Spider-Man movies come off a lot of his Evil Dead stuff.
yeah.
I feel because those movies are pretty corny and the
Well, the first
The
one
camera work.
was more serious.
Right.
He tried to be serious, but it
Yeah.
was silly. And so he embraced the silly, and the second Evil Dead is pretty much the first movie again.
yeah, it really is.
But more silly.
Army of Darkness,
Army of Darkness was the third in the trilogy.
right?
Yeah.
Which is my favorite. That's my favorite
Oh,
one.
it's definitely the best movie.
Yeah, but I'm saying as far as the camera work and all the quirkiness about the movies, there's that word again, quirky. But I don't feel that so much in this the Oz movie. I don't know. Maybe.
I went in knowing that Sam Raimi directed it, so maybe that's why to me it seems like it's
Yeah.
a Sam Raimi movie.
I wouldn't know. Sorry. I just want to know.
Pay attention.
I will. Then the stars: James Franco, Michelle Williams, Rachel Weisz, Mila Kunis, Zach Braff, Bill Cobbs, Joey King, and Tony Cox. And then the guy who did the music is Danny Elfman, as you will know him from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Beetlejuice, Scrooge, Batman, Tales
Lot of
from the Crypt,
Tim Burton
Mission
stuff.
Impossible, Hulk, yeah, Big Fish, and Dumbo. He did the
What'd you call me? That's a Tim Burton movie too.
Dumbo, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're remaking that one, but okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited for it.
They're going through all of them, so I'm sure you'll see Pinocchio in a little bit. And
Do you think that's more for legal reasons than redoing it to redo it?
No.
no, it's just to
No.
make more money.
Why not? I was just wondering if
What
it
was
was
it?
for legal
Cinderella
reasons.
start this whole revolution? Or was there one before it?
No, there was the 101 Dalmatians in the 90s.
Yeah. That was pretty good. I like the first one. Not 102, though.
102. So this movie, I feel that they were trying to write off a Wicked, the
The book?
Broadway.
The
The book and the
well,
Broadway
but-
So
series.
he's
Broadway.
trying to
The Broadway.
ride that wave.
Right. I feel that this is what it was, basically. I don't think it was like a prequel
Yeah.
to The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a, let's see what we can if we can ride this wave of Wicked.
Well, shouldn't they? Okay, I'm just wondering with that, shouldn't they done it a little bit sooner? Because you did have Wicked that it's a popular Broadway popular book too,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of in the play world, Hamilton kind of has taken over the last 2-3 years.
This came out before Hamilton.
Well, yeah, I know. Shouldn't it made early closer to the wave of?
Yeah, it should have been made in like 2008, but
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But at that point, you had Wicked traveling the
Okay.
nation,
yeah.
the country.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen the movie. I've read the book I haven't seen the play. I've read the book and I listened to the soundtrack. I like the soundtrack. I read the book. The book is really interesting.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I think it's a pretty cool way to look at that whole, I don't know, storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's great to have a prelude to the Wizard of Oz. Because that story is just, it's such a great story.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen
The
the play?
original.
Yeah.
You Frank, you're talking about the original Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've seen the play.
I've seen the play.
Have you seen the play?
No, but my wife has, and she told me all about it as far as.
And if you don't know the words to the songs, you can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah. Well, because the original book of Wizard of Oz is a great book. I remember reading it and then reading. I think I got into it because of like Wicked. So I read that one after I read Wicked, and the Munchkin Bach or Bick or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
he's in Wizard of Oz. So they like add him
right.
into
Okay.
Wicked and that sort of thing. And it,
Yeah, I've
I
never
don't know.
read the Wizard of Oz book. I tried reading Wicked, and it's weird.
it is weird. It's more of like a political book to me. It's just more political.
The first when Frank L. Baum or whatever
Yeah.
wrote Wizard of Oz, it was a political commentary.
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
Oh,
for his politics. So,
Yeah.
particularly if you read it and didn't take AP U.S. history, you wouldn't have.
yeah. I wasn't. I
Yeah,
didn't take
that's the
that.
only reason I know it is I took AP history. I didn't take the test, so don't feel bad.
So Wizard of Oz was a political book when he wrote it.
No, it's a fantasy book, but,
Yeah. But
it's definitely a political commentary
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
around that time.
Okay, and then definitely Wicked was just from what I remember. I only read it once, but there was some politicalness in it with the Wicked Witch of the West and her fight she fought for some type of rights. I can't remember whose, but for a certain point. So yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, I feel that this movie's just it's like a.
So you think it's more of a thing with Wicked
I do.
instead of
I do.
a prequel to the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah,
movie?
I don't know the whole story about as far as Wicked, but it just
Yeah.
it has that feeling from what I've been told.
Yeah.
Wicked's all about is that it feels like it was part 2. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
No. Not really.
Maybe kind of an in between the mix of Wizard of Oz and Wicked.
They're trying to marry it together. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what you're
Maybe.
trying to say?
Yeah.
Trying to marry it?
Because wasn't Wizard part of the school they went to?
I want to say that he was,
Right.
but he
In
wasn't.
Wicked.
He wasn't a con man who came from
Right.
Kansas.
Right. And that's where the marriage comes in, I guess, of the two storylines.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
with from the play, it has her being green
From the beginning.
from the beginning.
Okay.
That's how
Because
it is in
his-
the book. The 2 chapters I read, she was born green.
Oh,
Her mom cheated with the wizard.
yeah.
In the play it has that, right?
No.
Oh, is it just? Oh, I guess that's
I don't know.
my mistake.
Maybe they were
Thought it
just trying to
was.
ride off of Wicked and try and keep the storyline of the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I see it more as a prequel to the Wizard of Oz than Wicked.
Right.
Wicked's good on its own, but I don't
Yeah.
view it as part of the Wizard of Oz.
Do you think they put elements of Wicked into this Oz the Great and Powerful?
Well, short
sorry.
answer, yes, but just because Wicked took stuff from the Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
they put stuff from the Wizard of Oz, and
Do you think they would kind of make that as a universe? Could make this as a universe, like adding Wicked,
Maybe a
to,
multiverse.
a multiverse, yeah.
Make to the original book. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of James Franco?
I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I like him as an actor. I think he's funny.
He's got moments
Yeah.
that are pretty good.
Yeah, I thought, he played the schwarmy con man
Yeah.
very, very well.
I do feel that the
Yeah.
acting wasn't that spectacular, but I've seen him in better roles.
Yeah, but I think.
Better acting. I've seen him act better.
Yeah, but what he
I
was
don't-
asked to do.
I don't
he did
think he's a
great
very
job.
good actor when it comes to CGI. And he's having to act to the monkey or to act to the little
Okay.
porcelain doll.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where he
No,
needs,
you can
where
see
he
that now,
needs
right?
Somebody. He needs
I don't.
a real person.
Right.
there.
You can see that he's really struggling with the CGI acting.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that
yeah.
make?
Yeah.
That's where I'm coming from. I don't.
Well, I wonder if that's epidemic if that is a normal thing.
I'm
in
sure it's pretty tough.
acting, because I know with Lord of the Rings they would respond well when
Andy
Um,
Sudeikis.
Andy
yeah.
Sudeikis was there in
Yeah.
person than acting with them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wonder.
I think he was even there in the King Kong when he was King Kong.
Yeah. He
You
did
know,
act,
and I think he did a lot of the same similar stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's what makes those CGI scenes great, is that you have something like that. But it just seems like it's pretty. He's like staring at like a tennis ball or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
seen like the extra
Yeah.
stuff, but
because I don't think Zach Braff was crawling around on his.
yeah, I don't think so.
No.
But he did a really good job as the monkey.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm not a
How's
big
that?
Zach Braff
Right.
Braff.
fan. Braff. That's what I thought. I knew I was gonna mess it up. I'm not a huge Zach Braff fan.
You're not?
Not really.
Oh.
No,
Didn't like
I
Scrubs.
didn't like Scrubs much.
You didn't like Chicken Little? He's Chicken Little.
Nah, I didn't say a big Zach Braff fan.
All right. Just kind of wondering. Just wondering, man.
He did good as Chicken Little. Yeah. Nah, the monkey did fine.
Yeah.
He's a monkey.
I think he did good.
I mean, he's no Army Hammer, but I'm sorry. I keep riding that. I keep beating that nail.
Which is good.
I guess, I don't know.
I guess. I like Zach Braff as it. I had to go back, and so I have Wizard of Oz, and Marvel did a comic book of Wizard of Oz. And I had to double check because I remember reading it, but I don't remember a whole lot about I remember some of it of the book. So I had to go back because I felt that that there were porcelain people in the book, but I just don't remember it from reading. And then I went back and I looked at it in the book, in the comic book, and it was like, oh yeah, they do that. I get that. I remember that. Okay, cool. And so it kind of was really good for me on that one. It just kind of reminded me of what the Wizard of Oz was and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
I really did enjoy. I did enjoy the play on the black and white, like they did with of Wizard of Oz
Yeah, at the beginning.
at the beginning, and then also having some of those actors come over with them, like they did in the original Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
You know, like you have the girl in the wheelchair became the porcelain girl. Zach Braff, of course, being
the monkey.
the monkey, but he was the assistant to James Franco, the love interest of Michelle Williams to James Franco, she being the good witch.
Yeah.
And then the surprise of Mila Kunis and Rachel Weisz. It was nice. It was nice, but
Yeah.
you didn't see him beforehand, which would have been interesting to see a little bit beforehand, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was I don't know if they would have done it that way, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very enjoyable movie to me.
Yeah. Did it meet your guys' expectations for it?
Yeah.
For this type of movie?
Maybe a little bit
Watching it?
beyond the expectations.
Yeah. Like you went in without any expectations.
I expected Wizard of Oz stuff, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Same
Yeah,
for
no,
me.
I was expecting to see, like why everything was the way it was in the Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
and I think they filled in the gaps pretty good.
yeah.
Okay.
I think they could have done 2 more movies, filling in the gaps even better.
Yeah. Well, then what went right with the movie and what went wrong with the movie? What do you guys think?
Silence.
Very silent. Wow. I got you guys to be quiet.
Have to think
Just
about
kidding.
that.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's a loaded question.
Well, I did like how they did, like I just said, with the bringing from characters in the black and white to the colored screen. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Just kind of rewatching it, just to remember, I did enjoy at the beginning when he came into Oz and he was in the river, the music that the plants played. I thought that was really cool. I did like the monkeys were by far more ferocious. The flying monkeys were by far more ferocious in this one, and that was really good. I did like the battle scene of the Munchkins, I think.
The Munchkins and the Tinkers
and
and
the
the-
Tinkers fighting against them, where they did that. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I really liked that one. And then I liked how the Tinkers really did help the Wizard of Oz become the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Where people will fear him and that sort of thing.
I
liked that
did
part
think
about
the
it.
when he's escaping in the hot air balloon and
Yeah.
how he becomes the big giant head, how his power is released.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. And then they used fireworks to, like, yeah.
It was all a con.
Yeah.
And that's what he did best. Like,
Right.
He was just a showman, a magician in our time where he
Well,
just put on a good show.
Yeah, and throughout the whole movie, he's trying to find himself, and he's
Yeah.
the witch is the witch Glinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's trying to help him find who he is.
Yeah.
Well, he knew who he was all along.
He just had to accept it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for him to be this magical
Savior.
Harry
So,
Potter, basically.
Yeah.
Savior, right? And that's not who he is. He's a sleight of hand,
Yeah.
look over here kind of guy, and the trick's over here.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to see, and this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really cool that when he finally realizes it, and the Tinkers, and he all of his good con stuff or magician stuff comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And it helps the The People of Oz.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I really actually thought he was leaving.
Yeah.
Like the slide, they did the sleight of hand with that one. I
They
really
sleight of
thought
hand
he
you?
was, yeah, they totally. I was
Dave?
like, oh, he's gonna really leave, and then he doesn't.
Poof.
I thought, yeah,
Magic.
Yeah.
Then what do you think went wrong with it to not make enough money to make a second one? Besides, the competition, but I don't think the competition was that fierce at that time when it came out.
No, I don't know. I don't. It was a fun movie, but
Made twice its budget,
Yeah.
So
Why wouldn't they justify making another one then?
I don't think Disney's ever was going to make a sequel to it.
Okay.
I think it was a one-off for them.
maybe.
But I think they could have gotten two more movies out of it.
Yeah.
Because I would have liked to seen the setup to the Wizard of Oz. How does the Tin Man become the Tin Man? Why does the Scarecrow become sentient and all that? And how does she gain power over the Munchkins and all of that?
Yeah.
And then I would have liked to seen the Wizard of Oz from his point of view.
Yeah.
Like James Franco's telling his story. Or the Wizard of Oz.
You're watching his reaction to everything, that the house came out of nowhere and flattened the Wicked Witch of the East. What?
Yeah, because you don't in the Wizard of Oz, you don't see him much until
the very end.
she has to go visit him.
Yeah.
And then he sends her on a quest, right?
Yeah.
To deal with his problem.
Yeah, I like that, Jake. They really like. I wanted to see more of the history of Oz.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily the history, but learn more about, the Tinkers and the little porcelain doll people and what happened to all that. And
would you think that would be like? What if they made like not mockumentaries, but like kind of movies, but they did it in a documentary sort of style in that. I'm
about
just
the
wondering.
history of Oz.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
The history of the Tinkers, the history of those, like, short ones, like, let's say 30 minutes, 45 minutes, that sort of thing, like a TV series.
It'd be interesting. I don't know how.
Yeah, maybe we could produce that.
Man, Hollywood. We'll get you Dave's address. Send the money.
Hey, you come up with that idea.
Send the money, and we'll put something together.
I'll research something.
We've got a phone
Yeah.
that takes video,
Terrible.
and I'm sure it'll be
But
great.
something else, yeah. Well, no experience of writing, no experience.
Well, I
of anything,
mean,
but, yeah.
whatever.
Don't you have an English degree?
Any
Minor.
Listen,
I minored in English, yeah.
any amount between
I could
3
do some
million
of it.
to 200 million would be great. If you got it, just lying around.
It would be a good idea, really. That's a good idea, Ryan. Like you brought it, you came up with it.
All right, I am
That's a
going
good idea,
to
though.
get into my creative dungeon.
To me, that's a good idea.
I'm going to start researching a bit of the Ozness and make up my own story.
Yeah.
That's all they do in Hollywood. Just make up your own
Well,
story.
folks, I am not a creative person, so.
Maybe not in writing. Maybe in other things you're a creative person.
Oh, sure.
But yeah. So, do you guys have any idea what went wrong besides just?
It succeeded, like Jake said. I don't think they really had much plans of making anything else.
Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, you had star power behind it, some pretty good graphics, Disney,
Yeah.
all kinds of good backing. Sam Raimi's a decent director.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was.
I love his
That was
parts.
funny.
I love his parts.
That was
He's
funny.
in
Sam
every
Raimi's.
Sam Raimi movie.
I love his
He
parts
is?
in each movie too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't seen Darkman,
Yeah.
but my guess is that he's in it
He's got to be
because he's in every Spider-Man movie.
right.
He is.
Yeah.
Just not.
David.
Just doesn't stick out to me.
Yeah.
Dude, I've watched.
You don't watch those movies and it would be like, The Jaw. I recognize that guy.
He is
No,
Hollywood personified.
unless he like it. Like if he's pointed out sometimes, yeah. Like now, if I go and watch the Spider-Mans, I'm gonna watch for him and find him.
Go into your movie of your catalog of 700 movies, and find all the Sam Raimi movies, and
I think this
do
is
some
the
research.
only one I got. Yeah, all those other ones. I don't watch horror.
Well, are they really horror?
Don't watch the first Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Watch Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness.
Oh,
Are they similar to like Shaun of the Dead, Zombieland? No.
No.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch
It got a serious tone to it,
But
then
it's so cheesy.
very cheesy.
And they went for it for that factor
Is the cheese.
in Army of Darkness.
Okay, I'll think about it and I'll talk.
What's
to you guys
his
later
line?
about it.
Hail to the King, baby.
Hell to the king, baby.
And then groovy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then another question of the ending of Oz of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Did it really open up for a second movie of this caliber, or did it just say, okay, look, this is straight just to Oz?
For me, it did. I mean, I explained it to you already.
Yeah, you did. And we got idea of a documentary for people to do.
Mockumentary. 'Cause it's
Mockumentary, yeah, it's be a mockumentary or
fake history for a fake land.
yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Well, of course. There's opening for
It's an open end. It's an
Right.
open-ended question where it could be.
And
it could be
right.
an
I feel
open-ended.
that it was something that they weren't intending on doing, but maybe somebody in the future could. It wouldn't have to be Disney.
Couldn't you imagine the third film of the series? Dorothy's standing before the wizard, and you get the view of the porcelain girl opening the curtain and looking at her.
Yeah. See,
Pretty
like
cool.
I could see them doing in the future to James Franco when he's an old man.
Well, yeah.
As Oz
That's what-
looking back, yeah, like what Jake said. Like I could see it more in the future.
Yeah.
Not until like James Franco is an old man, like
Like
when
in
his tail end, the
like in
tail
his
end of his
50s.
career. Maybe 60s,
That'd be crazy if they
70s.
brought him back old. In the future when he's old as the Oz.
Yeah.
Well, Oz was an old man in the original Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like
but
50.
I'm saying like
Well, I know, but they made him look older
I'm
because he had
saying
white hair.
not doing like any kind of cosmetics to his face.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
that would be interesting.
10, 20 years down from this era. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, it could.
It could.
It could happen.
I mean-
because they waited so long to do a prequel before for Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of
Well,
could
the rights and all of that.
see, and
Well-
that's why I asked you guys if Disney with Dumbo and all this stuff is doing things for the rights to keep the rights of those movies so it won't go into public domain. That's why I asked.
Well,
That's funny.
the story, like the fairy tales, are already public domain.
Yeah, but not
Right.
Disney stories.
Well,
not the Disney version.
Disney's
of
the
story.
king of like keeping it in house.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They are, from what I've heard, is they've always been able to win lawsuits
about it.
against people making stuff off of their stuff.
Yeah,
Because there's a certain time frame when it goes to being an open.
yeah, there is, and
You
I
know.
think that's why they're redoing a lot of these
Maybe.
movies.
Maybe.
It's just to make sure that they have
Yeah.
power of domain. So then,
You
if
might be
anybody's
right.
doing
Maybe.
it, I don't know. I just look at it look at it that way sometimes.
So
with
eventually,
them.
Disney ended up owning MGM,
Yeah.
and so that's where they get the rights to the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And-
And that's when they released Return to Oz back in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah. They Disney's Hollywood Studios, the theme park,
Yeah.
used to be called MGM Studios, and they actually had what's called the Great Movie Ride, which
Yeah.
just ended like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
They had a huge scene of the Munchkin City.
Oh, really?
And it was awesome because they had the witch there.
That's
And-
cool.
I never went on that ride. Why didn't I go on that
Oh,
ride?
it was a great, because they had scenes from Casablanca. They had a scene from Aliens.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Oh, it was pretty intense because the alien would come out of the ceiling at you. It was pretty intense. Did I say ride? Experience.
Yeah. Experience.
Well, it's called the Great Movie Ride, but
Yeah.
they're going off track again. I usually do this. They
Goes along with
the
what we're
Chinese
talking
Grand
about.
Theater was their entrance. It was, and they had, matter of fact, they had their own handprints there from different Disney movies.
Really?
Yeah. So you know how they
that's
do that
cool.
there at the
Yeah.
Hollywood one.
Yeah.
Well, Disney did it at their Hollywood studios.
Oh.
MGM studios.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they've got like Kermit the Frog there and some other people. But that whole ride is a pretty neat ride. It really movie nostalgia and just the history of movies and stuff. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
but they had a really cool scene of the Wizard of Oz and that's where I think they own the rights to it. So
Yeah.
they made this movie and rode the coattails of Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
I think that's a good synopsis of it, I think, or why they did it.
Now that ride's gone, and they're making some Mickey Mouse ride, and
Oh, really?
yeah,
So it wasn't like a money-making attraction.
No, you're already
Or-
in the park. You don't have to pay to go on the rides.
Well,
e-ticket ride. No, they
or wasn't it? It wasn't massively popular.
I don't know. It was a fairly long.
I was just wondering.
When did it start?
the movie ride, the Great
Yeah.
Movie Ride? Ooh. I think it was one of the originals, so like 89.
Oh,
Oh, are we
it's
talking
pretty
in
old.
Disney World?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Because I was like, I don't remember that California adventure at all.
yeah. No, this is
Disney World.
Yeah, I've never
World.
been to
okay.
Disney World.
well, it's
Well, that's a pretty long in the '80s till now.
Yeah,
that's a long
it's a
ride.
long-
Never mind then.
it's funny
That's a
because
silly comment that I made.
Universal Studios was building their Orlando one.
Huh.
And so Michael Eisner's like, we got to get something in. They built this little tiny park. And, compared to Universal Studios, their backlot tour is awesome. And the MGM Studios backlot tour was kind of,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
this is a cool scene. But I guess we're talking about Oz the Great and Powerful. So
Yeah.
No, I get it, but like that.
This is all part of it.
I'll tell you what,
I think it goes with it.
I will go off on Disney parks, so let's focus on the movie.
I know you will. We know you will.
I'll
We
take
don't
up
mind it.
3
Well,
hours.
I don't mind
I'll
it.
take up 3 hours. I'm serious too,
Yeah.
man.
We're gonna have like a serious sit down podcast about that with you
I'm down.
and you, because you guys have both been.
I've only been to California, so
I'll tell you. Let's do research.
Oh yes.
Let's take a guide trip.
I'm down.
During the summer.
Road
Sure.
trip.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll
let's
do
go
it
during the hottest
summer.
and busiest time in Florida.
As a school teacher, I can't go during the school year.
Spring break.
You're sick.
Our
For a
spring
weekend.
break is 2 days.
Yeah, that's
It's terrible spring
Whatever.
break. Well, oh, Christmas vacation? No, that'd be terrible.
No, I'm not going during that time. I will not go to any Disney park during that time.
That's your bad experience time, right?
That's my bad experience
Okay.
time
Never
on the
mind.
Haunted Mansion. Bum, bum, bum.
Maybe we could do it over a weekend or something like that. I don't know.
No. I would need at least 5 days to explore down there.
All right.
at least.
Oh, we could deal with that later.
Okay. Oz is great and powerful. Yes.
Oz is great power.
Sequel.
Sequel. Would you be bothered if they did a TV series about it or with it?
Yes. I want a movie.
You just want a movie,
Yeah.
not a TV series.
Yeah, I don't want something that
What if they did your mockumentary stuff? Your guys' mockumentary stuff.
you came up with the idea.
You came up with the idea. He
Well,
wanted
you
to know
guys-
the history. You came
wanna
up
know-
with the mockumentary.
But you came out with what would be interesting about it.
Review the tape.
He brought it up.
I don't remember that.
Well, no, because he brought up the two sequels.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then you brought it
if
up.
If I was the writer, that's what I would have done.
Then you brought it up
I brought up,
It'll
if
be
you give me
interesting in
money, I will
history.
do it.
Yeah. And then is the mockumentary, so it was all three of us. It wasn't just me.
I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to be involved in the history of Oz. Why
It
not?
would be interesting.
Yeah.
Like you make up your own stuff from it. Like that, it'd be tough, but
Yeah.
you could do it. It's not terrible. Okay. Well, yes to a sequel for all of us.
Yeah.
You? No?
Sure. Yeah, let's
Well,
do
you
it.
said sure.
I mean,
I don't
know. It wasn't too long ago.
I don't think he feels as strongly about it as I do.
You are very strong on that one.
I'm more into the history of it,
Yeah.
of the land of Oz.
You would just want to know.
I've already
The
got both
lowdown.
sequels halfway written in my head.
Nice.
Sounds great.
That'd be cool to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would enjoy it. I think seeing how they all can play together, like all this different worlds and cities, all of them play together, that would be interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make up Oz. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please subscribe, rate,
Comment.
leave a comment. Yeah, what did you think of Oz the Great and Powerful, or what did you think of the podcast?
Somebody talk to us, please.
You got some.
We might sound like we're not lonely, but we really are. Comment, please.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.